Good morning, everybody. John here at Havoc Maker Studio and FMP Wargamers. So it's been, I've, I don't know, maybe a hot minute since I've actually done some, I don't know, type of Games Workshop related news. I've tried to, I think a little bit last week, and I definitely been trying to do videos on Hexfire and Horus Heresy over the past couple of weeks. But either the videos have been trash, even if I tried cutting them up, or they're too negative, and I don't want to put that out there. I'd rather put out as much as a positive product as I can. So, looking over here at my screen, what we're going to talk about today is two different things. Well, actually, really three different things. But first thing, Kill Team is going to be the biggest thing that we're going to talk about. We're going to also talk about the another upcoming miniature that we called out last year. Nobody believed us, but we called it out last year, and oh boy, look, it's coming. Looks like our sources were right. Timing, they were off. The other thing I wanted to point out is you guys might be experiencing some issues right now with Games Workshop's Warhammer community page. Currently, the most current article under the news section is June. We have April, February, and even when I click on View All News, it's not updating correctly. So, not sure what's going on there. Maybe they're having some server issues. Maybe, who knows? Maybe they got hacked. I'm not saying they got hacked. We will probably not know if they got hacked because they won't admit they got hacked because they don't want their stock to go down and customer source. In fact, they'll probably, as long as customer information was not breached, which I think they have to report on, they're not going to report on it. So it would be interesting to find out if they did, because I think they might have to tell somebody. And you know what? Somebody somewhere out there is going to go, hey, we need to let people know. And I'm going to go ahead and break my confidentiality agreement and let people know. So I'm not saying that's what happened, but it's possible. So the last Kill Team box we got was the Pariah Nexus. This was a $160 box. Came with, 10, 11 models, I think? Let's see here. I think we had 12 models. So 5 flayed ones, 5 heavy intercessors, a captain heavy intercessor guy, and I think a chronomancer. I think that's what he was. And then all that terrain that they included in there for $160. Did not include the main rule book. It just had a campaign book, some cards in it, and pretty much what you see is what you get. So it was not like the most exciting box. In fact, out of all their boxes that they put out over the years, I think this was financially the worst box that they ever produced. There was just no reason to really buy the box. It was not a good bargain. Usually these boxes, you are saving 30, 40, 50% on buying the contents. And this one was almost like right to the dollar in value. Because just as an example, the heavy intercessors I believe are $60. Then you're looking at 35 for the, or no, they're 50, then 35. So that's 85. Those were 50 and 35. So another 85. So $170. Maybe with the board and the train, it might have gotten up to 200 some odd dollars. But compared to other past boxes, this one was just a bad buy all around. Bad buy. That's probably why they're still on the shelf on a lot of stores. But we got this snazzy new Kill Team coming. Now, we all got excited about this because we have a great video showing us off. We have the Deathcore Krieg, brand new plastic models. And for some reason, people just love the shovels, which isn't really a thing in the lore, but it'll probably become a thing in the lore because they want to hook the fans. So then Orcs got brand new models. Their Orc Commando kit looks amazing. I mean, more amazing than the Deathcore Krieg. I think the Deathcore Krieg people are just excited because there's a plastic kit that's coming in this box, and it's not limited to just this box. So do not panic, and please do not support the scalpers out there. The models that are in this box are going to be released later. Is this a good deal? Yes. But if you're just in it for, say, the Deathcore Krieg or the Orc Commandos, just wait. because you don't need to be paying double or triple the price, or even quadruple, sometimes we've seen, of the contents of this box just because you want the Death Korra Krieg. They're coming out in plastic within 4 to 6 months. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't come out by Christmas time. That's how much I'm thinking they're going to come out, probably before the end of the year. So just think about that before you go out and spend double. Because remember, I mean, if you, simple math here, if it's normally going to be a $50, $60 box and now you're paying $100, $120, or maybe even up to $180 just to secure that box of Death Korra Krieg plastic, that's 3 boxes you could get later on, 2 to 3 boxes for that price. So just think about that when the scalpers hit out there. Okay, you can wait. You've waited this long. You waited so long you didn't even think it was going to happen, and now it's going to happen. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's your money. If you want to spend double, triple, quadruple, you're in a good place financially, and it's very important that you get that because you just want it or you need it. Go for it. Absolutely. I would just advise wait. Stick it to the scalpers that screw everybody over, and also just pay the regular price. You're going to save money. So anyways, what you see on this in this image here is the full contents of this box. I've got another image here we can take a look at. Now it's not showing all the terrain, but there's a lot of terrain there. Now let's try to break this down financially so we have a good idea. So more than likely, both of those boxes of Marines, the 10-man, or not Marines, but the 10 Death Korra Krieg with the little, there's a token in there, and then the Orc Commando Kill Team that comes with the Bomb Squid are probably going to be $60 a piece. So, but let's go ahead and put them down to $50 a piece. I'm betting 60, but let's go ahead and just say they're $50 a piece. Just play it on the cheap side. That's $100. The rule books, the core rule books have been $40 in the past. I am not going to price this manual because I don't know how big it is, and it's probably, but it would probably be around $20 if it was a hardback. I'm not sure. Depends on how many pages are in it. The dice, I don't know how many dice we're going to be getting, but if it's probably just 10 dice, which would put it at about normally it's a dice set of 20 at 35. So let's just lowball it at 15 points. You're going to get the set of the game board, which is they've been running for about $40. The tokens, let me see if we've got the image here. Well, the cards, there we go. The tokens and the measuring tools, probably going to be a $40 value right there as well. We know that those cards are going to be $25. Well, they're usually $25. Now the terrain, that is a lot of terrain. I would have initially thought $80 for that terrain, but right now I'm going to put up to probably, I'm going to just say double that right now. Say it's probably 2 terrain sets at about $80 a piece. So let's say it's going to be $160. That's probably lowballing it, knowing Games Workshop, but you never know. You never know. But given the amount of plastic there and this multiple scaling and everything, I think 160 is fair for that terrain. So that brings us to a $420 value on this box. So that leads me to believe, and that's if, let's even just drop this down to 400. Let's see, let's just drop that down to 400, and let's assume that we go with the normal 40%. Seems to be like the 40% is what we normally pay. So this is probably going to be close to it. I'll be surprised if it's under $200, but it's probably going to be around $240 to $250 for this box. It doesn't seem, I mean, it seems like a lot, but you are getting an awful lot out of this box. So $240, $250 is probably reasonable. Now we'll probably know the price later on this week. So just stay tuned. Just stay tuned for that. Now, is it going to be worth it? I don't. Orc players, yes. Death Korra Krieg players, no. If you're not a kill, if you're a kill team player, absolutely, this is going to be a great box for you to get for kill team because it's going to have all the updated rules, everything you need to get into playing the kill team. With one exception, we'll get into that in just a moment. But I think if you're a kill team player or you're an Orc Warhammer 40,000 player, whether you play kill team or not, you don't give a damn. This is a good box for you, especially considering that you and your you can split this with somebody else and just charge somebody $60 for it. Especially, it's like, hey, I just want the Deathcore Krieg. I don't care about all the other stuff. It's all yours. Okay, charge them $60. That's $60 off of this box that you're going to get. I mean, is that still a good value? I mean, $60 off plus whatever pre-order bonus that you get, plus whatever the actual box price of this is. Let's say it is $400. I mean, that's another 60, and you're already saving 160 ish. That's over $200 that you are saving by getting this box. You're going to get great terrain. You're going to get that mat, which, if you guys are not familiar, these kill team mats, they are 30 by 22. And I think if you have to have four of these, but four of these laid out, and I could be wrong on that. 22. Yeah, no, I think that's it. If you have four of these laid out, you have a standard Warhammer 40,000 table layout because I think they're 60 by 44. I think that's right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right. Somewhere around there. At any rate, and it's still good to have. It is still good to have. Heck, you could even cut it up and use not stamps, but cutouts to use this as a display board. You can magnetize it. There's all sorts of things you can do with that board, but the terrain is fantastic. Now, if the only thing you care about in this is the miniatures of just one side, split it with somebody. Find somebody who wants to split it. You guys can split the terrain. You can split everything down the middle. Or if you really just want the individual, like the box of orcs or the box of Krieg, man, just wait. Save yourself some money. It's not worth it, especially since it's coming out. Save this box for the people that want to play Kill Team, or that they are fine with splitting everything down the middle, whatever arrangement they have. But if you just, like I said, last time I want to say this, if you just want the Krieg models or the Orc models, then just wait. Just wait. They're not going to go anywhere. And the Orcs are going to be all coming out right around the corner. I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to be Orktober. I'm serious. But I think it'll be before then, but it could be our Orktober. We'll see. All right. So I think I've rattled on enough. These two books, the core book is what comes in that box set. There's going to be a compendium, which I imagine is going to have all the collected units that are available. And I don't know if this will include the White Dwarf ones as well, but everybody, from I'm understanding, the compendium is going to have all the units in it. So this is going to be pretty much a must-have. And if you got a gaming group, you guys can probably get, like, everybody wants to just chip in and get one for the group. That's fine until you photocopy it later, whatever you need to do. I'm not telling you to pirate it, but you know what I'm saying. That's probably going to be $40 as well if we go off historical values. If it's $25, I'll be very surprised. I'm betting $40 knowing Games Workshop. So the TAC Ops cards, I don't know how similar these are to the cards that are in the box set, but I imagine they're the same. Probably going to be $25 as data cards tend to be. As I said before, this is probably going to be a $40 set right here. The Killzone Essentials with some extra terrain in there, a bunch of tokens, and most importantly, the measuring tools. And then the dice sets. Now, these dice sets have gotten their slimmed down in their packaging, but a lot of these dice sets tend to be about $35, at least for the Warhammer 40,000 and the Age of Sigmar army-specific dice. And since these seem to be army-specific dice, I would say $35 at most. Maybe $25, but I'm thinking $35. So I threw out a lot of numbers there. There's a lot of value you need to take into consideration. But like I said, I'm thinking $240 for this box set. If it's under $200, I'm going to be surprised. I really can't see it being under 200. And being under 200 does not count $199. If it's 199, actually I'll still be surprised. If it's 199, 200, whatever under, I'll be very, very surprised because the value of that box far exceeds warranting giving it a more than 50% discount. But you never know. You never know. So let's get on to the last thing that I talked about a year ago. And I think I want to say the year prior, but I'm just going to go with a year ago because that feels very comfortable. Because I had talked about a box set coming out that was going to feature the Black Templars, and I think it was Black Templars against Orcs, and it still might be. I still don't know, but I figured it was coming out. Now it could be Black Templars versus Chaos Space Marines, which was another interpretation of what was going to be coming out. So I'm going to dig a little deeper into my sources, that the few that I have left, and see what they have, and see if we can collate everything into something, at least a workable theory. So what am I talking about? The Emperor's Champion for the Black Templars. I can't seem to get a good picture here, so let's do this. Pow. Bam. Let's take a look at that model. Now, I am a fan of Space Marines, as a lot of you know. This is probably the most uninspiring Space Marine model I have ever seen. Now, there might be some history why he is just not amazing looking. And there might be some warrior monk aesthetic or non-aesthetics that are going on here. But compared to previous models and previous Space Marine models, it's like there's just nothing there. It's just like, hey, dude, Black Templar Emperor's Champion, sorry man, we did not have enough time to put the bling on your armor with all the skulls, the skulls and all the dangly purity seals. We didn't get to get the Aquila on there or other doodads. Sorry, our bad. That's really our bad. Really, we're going to blame Todd for this one. And we all blame Todd anyways. And now there might be a reason why this has happened. Forget about what I just said. This could be because it's an aesthetic. I'll be honest, full disclosure, I did not read the full article. I just skimmed through it. But it seems that looking at it, with the exception of his sword, which, though there's a lot of 3D print files out there that you could get that sword. So, just make your own. But if you are a Black Templars fan and a huge fan of Space Marines like myself, though I'm not going to be getting this guy, I mean, it's kind of cool. Now, I'll say this in a very generic way, I do like this model because it does not have, with the exception of the shoulder pad, he's not emblazoned or emblazoned with iconography from the Black Templars all over his body. So this as a blank template to make any sort of character model would be absolutely amazing to be able to do. Because you can easily clip off his little, I'm pointing at my screen, the little doodad lantern on his right hip. You can obviously get rid of his left shoulder pad or even grind that down. And who probably has a symbol on his backpack. We'll see. We'll go to the main picture and take a look here. And it looks like he's wearing the Gravis armor, because looking at the greaves here on his lower legs, that looks like Gravis armor. It might just be a version of it, but it looked to me like it's Gravis armor. And the reason why I said a blank slate, I mean, there's nothing here on this chest, which that could lend itself to being a very awesome, a lot of conversion possibilities, because you can always more than likely swap out the head, probably swap out the hands very easily and put all sorts of weapons. I think this, for a converter, somebody that likes to convert models, this is going to be super ideal. But if they're supposed to be inspiring, I'm not going to say it's a very inspiring model. He's almost, I don't know, maybe he's like a neophyte. It's like, hey, Emperor Champion, sir, you forgot your sword. Here, take your sword. I'm gonna go, hopefully earn the right to wear regular Space Marine armor. But I know I'm giving it a hard time. Now, am I super excited that we have this model? Yeah, I'm excited. Mainly because we were right when we said it was coming and people didn't want to believe us. So, bully for us. Oh, there we go. He has two Black Templar shoulder pads, left and right, which is not normal. But I'm guessing since he's the Emperor's champion, he has it. Looks like despite all the stickers and a paint job on those flowing ribbons, he does not have a Black Templar symbol on his backpack, so that's another thing you don't have to worry about. You don't have to worry about. I forget what the shield is. That's mainly on there to protect from jousting back in the day, but I forget what that's called. But you could leave that on. There's probably going to be on the model. There's probably going to be a hole there. You're going to have to mold over, but this is going to be easily convertible, in my personal opinion. And you can see, yeah, I guess looking at the original model, he didn't have that there. But for some reason, the original model was just more inspiring looking, much more awesome. But you can see the size difference. Probably not a full size difference. I think it might be because of the angle that they took the picture versus the angle of this other model. It seems to be off just a little bit, but probably two heads taller, at least a head taller. You got a Primaris Black Templar Emperor's Champion. Still, I wouldn't get this guy for an Emperor's Champion, but looking at his armor and depending on how the sprue is, this is pretty much like those. I don't have it handy and one of those handy. But those Todd McFarlane Space Marines, the artist proofs that you can sit there and paint yourself, the big action figures, this looks like a tabletop version of that. It's a blank. Pretty much a blank slate that you can do a lot with. So I might get this guy. I'm going to let everybody else that are super fans get him first. And then once they get restocks, I'll might jump on it because, it's a blank slate. Who doesn't like a blank slate? I really wish they would do more of these blank armor pieces, but whatever. I don't know. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about the Kill Team pricing. If you know what the price is, hit me up in the comments below or send me a private message. I would love to know because I want to know, especially since or not yet, but I'm going to be putting myself down for a pre-order later this week, Saturday, because I can't do it early, even though I want to. I'm going to be splitting a box with somebody, I think. We'll find out. At any rate, guys, let me know what you think about this video. Or am I right about, like I said, am I right about Kill Team? Am I off the mark about this? Black Templar Emperor's Champion. Is he just kind of or is he amazing? Are you looking at all the conversion possibilities you can get out of him? Is he wearing Grievous armor, or the Gravis armor? Not Grievous, but Gravis armor. Is he wearing that? I don't know. Anyways, you guys have yourself a wonderful Monday, and I'll chat with you later.